Okay, hi everybody. Good evening. And I want to start off by doing the reading from the language of letting go because we're going to talk a lot about gratitude tonight. I picked a reading from August 1st. We learned the magical lesson that making the most of what we have turns it into more. Say thank you until you mean it. Thank God, life, and the universe for everyone and everything sent your way. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life, turns what we have into enough and more. Turns denial into acceptance, chaos to order, confusion to clarity. Turn a meal into a feast, a house into a home, a stranger into a friend. It turns problems into gifts, failures into success. It can turn the existence into a real life. Gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. Gratitude makes things right. Gratitude turns negative energy into positive energy. There is no situation or circumstance so small or large that is not susceptible to gratitude's power. So thank you. So say thank you until you mean it. If you say it long enough, you'll believe it. Today I will shine the transforming light of gratitude on all the circumstances of my life. I love that reading. It's very apropos in the concept of, to me, gratitude really is one of the most
Come
beautiful
on.
spiritual gifts we can experience from the face of this earth. And that's one of the reasons why I think it's really important to be able to look at what I'll talk about tonight, what I call the 9 gifts of gratitude. It's interesting. My sponsor always tells me to do a gratitude list. And I'm grateful for that because I have so much to be grateful for. When you look at life and the journey of life and how things connect with us. And so when I talk about the 9 gifts of gratitude, I want to kind of share them on a personal level. I want to start off with the ultimate of all gifts, the gift of life. Each morning when you awaken, you are given the greatest gift there is on the face of this earth, the gift of life for another day. It is a gift, a powerful gift. And we need to be able to say thank you and look at it in a spirit of gratitude. Because we don't know. We know nothing about the future. We do know about today. And so I'm grateful for each moment, grateful for each day. I look around the journey of my own life and see people who have left, and I'm grateful for all of them too. Because I realize God has sent so many beautiful teachers into my life over the years. And that's why every morning when I wake up, my first prayer is a prayer of gratitude. The old timers in AA taught me this a long time ago. They used to say when you wake up in the morning, first thing you do is get down on your knees and say thank you for the gift of the day, for the gift of life. At the end of the day, get back on your knees and say thank you for whatever you experienced during the course of the day, no matter what it was. And then they tell you to go to sleep. So we have to look at life in a very simple way. It's a beautiful part of it. Along with the gift of life is the gift of family. I love that adage. It takes a village to raise a child. And I'm learning now it takes a village to raise adults. Because literally, we need this interconnection with others. It's part of our journey and part of our life. We learn from one another. And there are many different types of families we all belong to. And that's the beautiful part about life. And as you go through the journey of life, your circles of family even change. I look back and I see the journey of my blood family. I thank God for them every day. Were they dysfunctional? Yeah, they won awards, no problem. But the bottom line is they were great teachers. Even though a lot of times in my life, I'm going my part of my journey, I couldn't see the lessons, but the lessons came later. The seeds got planted. I'm grateful for my background, for my heritage. I'm grateful for the sense of family. I'm grateful for my family I was connected to in the priesthood, the schools I taught in. I was grateful for the prison family and my prison family. They were a very interesting family. I really enjoyed them. I learned a lot from them. You know, how to play cards, how to pick locks, how to do a lot of different things. It was great. But the bottom line is I can look at life today and see things in a different way of life. All based on people we learn from, we grow from. Because I look at my family, my wife's family that's shared with me, my stepdaughters, my grandkids, you know, and maybe in the future, great grandkids, because three of them are married now, so we'll see what happens. But the bottom line is there's so much to be grateful for. But also, one of the most powerful, beautiful families is my recovery family. I can honestly say it is one of the most special, beautiful families in the course of my journey in life. Through the gift of recovery, I've met so many beautiful, so many fantastic people. I'm looking at a lot of them on the screen right now. And every one of us, no matter who we are, we're all connected to each other. We're part of each other. That's why I'm so grateful to the founders of AA, because they taught us to come together as a family, to share our stories, to share our strength, to share our hope, to share the things that are part of our life, because they really believe that we need to listen to one another, learn from each other, grow from each other. I look back on my parish family as a kid, you know, and I remember, you know, having gone through the seminary. In the seminary, I was taught beautiful things by my seminary family. I was taught how to act on stage, how to get my confidence up, how to build my confidence. I was taught how to produce plays. And then, of course, I had to go to my CYO group and put plays on. In fact, Billy's on the call tonight. He was in a couple of my plays. It was totally amazing. But the bottom line is, I got to do stuff I never thought I'd be able to do in my wildest dreams, my wildest imagination, because the gift of family. And that's why we need to appreciate and have gratitude from no matter what. We live in a very dysfunctional world. And by the way, it's supposed to be. That's what it was created to be back in the beginning. What can I tell you? The bottom line is probably be dysfunctional to the end of time. But what's important is who we are connected with, who our family. We learn from one another and we grow. So I never want to take recovery for granted. It's a powerful aspect. But also we talk about the gift of growth. You know, I don't know about you, but one thing I've learned, I never want to stop growing. I want to never stop learning. There's always something new to learn, a new way to go, a new direction to go in. You know, there's new technologies today, there's new ways of life. Do I understand them all? Of course not. But I'm open to listen to them, the gift of openness. I'm open to listen, I'm open to learn. I'm open to try new things in new directions. I mean, never in my wildest dreams, I think I'd be talking to people on Zoom. But Zoom has opened up another whole world to me. It's opened up another whole direction. You know, I've had a wonderful opportunity of speaking at a recovery meeting in Australia. I was able to speak at a recovery meeting in Ireland, at a recovery meeting in California. I'm able to go into other parts of the globe now and speak. It's amazing. It really is. And I'm grateful to my recovery family for giving me that opportunity to be able to experience this. Of course, the times are a little weird. You know, when you have to get up for 4 o'clock in the morning to speak in Ireland, or you have to get up at 1 a.m. in the morning to speak in other parts of the country, but that's all right. The bottom line is, it's all connected. It's all part of our journey. It's part of family. It's part of learning. It's part of growing. So growth is a great gift. Openness is a great gift. Just to be open to new things and new directions, to be open to the journey, to be open to life. Are you going to get disappointed once in a while? Of course you are. You're going to go through turmoil sometimes? Of course. but you also go through joy and celebration. And so the more you're open, the more you're going to learn, the more you'll discover, the more you experience new things, talents and gifts. I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd be able to write a book, to write my thoughts for the month, my art of writing. I never thought I'd even had it inside of me. But I know the path of recovery, the path of this journey has given me so many beautiful things, so many beautiful concepts. It's helped me to open up the doors, to see things in different directions. That's why it's so beautiful and so special. And so I want to be open to even more. There may be talents in me as there are talents in you that have not been tapped yet. Maybe those talents are right there waiting for you. And that's what's important. And so the gift of growth, the gift of openness, the gift of learning, and then there's that beautiful gift, gratitude for the gift of experiences. All the experiences we've gone through in the course of our journey in life, nothing in life happens by accident. All those journeys we're part of because we go on those journeys to love, to experience, to learn, to grow. It's amazing when you look at life, and you look at the experiences of life and the patterns of life. I want to share a couple of things with you tonight because I never in my wildest dreams thought some of these things would happen, but God has a mysterious way of touching all of our lives. We never know how, we never know when. We have to be open to it, and growth is part of it. I got to be willing to be able to be open to grow, to experience. And so my experiences take me in a lot of different directions. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I'd be going into the seminary. Basically, my mother had a dream for me, a dream for me to be the family priest. A lot of good Italian tradition there, you know that. But the bottom line is, it's amazing. When I was in the 8th grade and I was in grammar school, I never got higher than a C. I'm a C student. But it's amazing when I told the nuns in the 8th grade that I was going to the seminary the following years, I became an A student overnight. Never got A's before in my life. It's amazing for the rest of the 8th grade. I got straight A's all the way down the line. It's amazing how things work. I can laugh about this stuff today and talk about it today. I even am able to realize today, through a lot of help and recovery, that my mother really gave me a gift. Was I angry at her? Yes. Because why did she let me go? Why did she put me in the seminary? But now I realize this is part of the path. I was sent there primarily so I can grow up, so I can become responsible, so I can stand on my own 2 feet, so I'm able to experience more things in the course of the journey. Like I said, the path took me, in the seminary to the stage. It taught me to be able to talk in front of audiences, to open up new doors and new directions. It took me into the sports world. It took me to a lot of different places in the course of my journey in life. It's totally amazing. I could stay here today probably for 6 hours and tell you stories. But some of the highlights, when I got ordained a priest, I had the gratitude of getting ordained. My internship in my last year before I got ordained, I taught at a high school, another experience in Emmitsburg, Maryland. So I was going to school in Mount St. Mary's in Emmitsburg, Maryland. Never in my life did I meet a bunch of families who had between 18 and 21 children each. Amazing. All farm families, of course. And in the school, the farm kids didn't have to come to school till almost 10 o'clock because they had their chores to get done first. So I went to another world, to another dimension. I actually had supper at one of these families. I could not believe, they have chairs around the wall and everybody, the older kids taking care of the younger kids and everything else. How do you cook for 21 kids? It's totally amazing. I never knew that world existed. And yet it's a pretty powerful, what an experience to see a sense of family too. So all these things were part of it. My ordination, when I got ordained, I had to have two first masses because they brought all the kids up from Emmitsburg, from different places. I got to be around some beautiful people, so fantastic people. It's just amazing when I look at things today, the path God took me on. And then of course, once you get ordained, you have a private meeting with the bishop. And at my private meeting, I told the bishop, now I'm a little codependent, I can't help it. I got some control issues. So I told the bishop, send me to the poorest parish in the diocese and make me a prison chaplain because I want to save everybody, fix everybody, and take care of the world. Well, the bishop didn't listen to me. He sent me to the richest parish in the diocese. But again, paths. Why do these things happen? And I went there primarily, not because I was sent, because I didn't really want to go, but I went. But it's only through that parish and my alcoholic pastor that I met a beautiful gentleman, one of my first teachers, Morgan, who took me to my first 12-step meeting in 1969. It was Al-Anon. I got to be a member of Al-Anon for 3 years. And I really I gave those poor people a hard time though in Al-Anon because I kept wanting them to tell me how to fix my pastor, and they kept telling me to work on me, and I kept telling them I didn't need any work. It's amazing how we do all this crazy stuff. But it took me a lot of different directions. It took me to a nervous breakdown, another parish. If I finally got to that poor parish and I worked myself to death, ended up in a hospital with a breakdown, and the doctor told me, he said, Vince, you're spiritually dead. You're empty on the inside. Didn't know what he was talking about. But then as I got more and more into recovery, I understood what he was talking about. It's a journey. It really is a journey. Everything happens for a purpose. In 1977, I went to Philadelphia because I took a leave of absence from the diocese. I couldn't make my mind up whether to stay in the priesthood or not. Again, God had a plan. I went to Philly and I met this very interesting character named Norm, who took me to a lot of meetings. I love Norm. And Norm gave me my first mustard seed. I think Norm was also a little bit of a con artist, but that's all right. Most of us are. Next day, he took me to a meeting at St. Luke's Hospital where I was informed by 6 beautiful people that I was going to start a halfway house for street people in South Philadelphia. I was delegated to do that. I get delegated for everything. It's totally amazing. So I ended up opening up Starting Point. Did I plan on it? No. Did they plan it? Yes. Did I say yes to it? Okay. So as a result, I went down to a house they gave me. Unfortunately, it was boarded up. It was a mess. And I'm grateful. I met a beautiful bunch of people, the South Philadelphia group, people from different parts of the neighborhood, all chipped in to help me fix that place up and get that place going. It was totally amazing. It's just amazing how God works the miracles. We actually started it with no beds, sleeping bags, tarps on the windows, tarps on the roof. We had a few things missing. And then all of a sudden, the man came to Starting Point one day. He said to me, what do you need? So I told him, furniture, 2 windows, and the rest of the roof. He gave us a check for $10,000. He said, go do what you got to do. Don't tell nobody where it came from. And I find this amazing in so many areas over the course of years. And this has always been the concept of Starting Point because Starting Point was founded by the higher power and it continues on the journey. And I keep trying to tell my board of directors this all the time. I make them nuts, I know, I can't help it. Because I tell them, don't worry, St. Michael the Archangel will take care of everything. And somehow, some way, things always work when you have faith. And that's another gratitude. Gratitude for the gift of faith. Gratitude for the gift of trust. Gratitude just to be open and to realize where it's going to take you. But also remember the importance of gratitude for the gift of change. I find it so beautiful because things are always changing, physically, emotionally, spiritually, in every aspect of life. And I hope that continues till about 10 years after I'm dead, I hope. But the bottom line is change is part of the journey. We have setbacks, we go forward, your body changes, you go through different things, and you wonder. And yet, if you have faith and you have trust and you're open, the miracles will be there. Because every one of us in this room tonight, every one of us connected to one another, every one of us has a story. And your story is the greatest story on the face of this earth. And I'm grateful, so grateful, because God has sent some special people into my life. God sent my wife into my life. She's the one who got me into my eating disorder recovery, changed my whole perspective, my whole area of life. It's just totally amazing how things work. I got to meet some beautiful people. I got to meet three beautiful girls and my stepdaughters. Did they give me a hard time? Yeah, they sure did. It was a journey, man, but we made it. Perseverance and patience. I learned that from my father. Everything worked out. So life changed. Things moved on, move in a different direction. So you see what happens in the course of the journey. But it's all based on experience. It's based on relationships. And the gift of relationships is such a powerful gift. We all are connected to one another in one way or another. And yes, we're going to have some relationships that work, some that don't work. That's part of the learning process too, right? So really, in reality, everything can't always work all the time. Sometimes it doesn't work. Why? Because it's not supposed to. So now I've got my beautiful spiritual principles I live by. I took my 4 spiritual words. The first 2 are called supposed to. Why are we where we are today? Why are we on the journey we're on today? Because we're supposed to be on it. Congratulations. Why do we go through what we went through? Why do we have illness and sickness? Because I don't know. Maybe it's part of the testing process. I don't know. I can't do a lot of things I used to be able to do. But I guess because I'm not supposed to do them, I guess. You come right down to it. Then you have to look at life differently in different directions. So now I get to, now that I really have reached the mark of a senior citizen, I now have 14 doctors. Isn't that wonderful? Can't wait till you all become senior citizens. You get more and more doctors, right, Pat? It's totally amazing. Well, they got a doctor for every part of the body now. I even went to one, I tried to get a pulmonologist. I went to one lady and I told her what was going on. She says, I don't work on that particular side of the lung. It only works on one side. Now they split the lung in half. Oh my God, what's next? You know, yeah, I go to a foot doctor, one will work on the big toe, one will work on the little toe. Well, I'll probably have more doctors for that too. It's totally amazing. And then we have the little mantra, which is wonderful. They tell you come back every 6 months. Every 6 months. So it's a visit. What can I tell you? Well, that's relationships too. That's part of the journey. I have 2 beautiful doctors I love, I feel so close to. My primary doctor and my cardiologist. They're such a gift. I'm so grateful. You know, my my primary doctor is so down to earth, it's unbelievable. And my cardiologist reminds me of a little lady from South Philadelphia. She's a little crazy, but I love her to death. You know, it's wonderful. I remember I have to wear these support socks, on both my legs. And I asked her why. She said, don't worry about it, she says. So she then pulled her pants leg up and said, I'm wearing them, so you wear them. That's it. She put her pants leg back down again. I said, okay, whatever. So I'm learning the other gift. One of the greatest gifts in the world is to laugh, even when it's not funny. Did you ever go through situations in life where all you can do is laugh? You look at the insanity of things that go on. You say, well, what am I going to do? I can't do anything about them. So maybe all I got to do is laugh and do the best I can do day in and day out, one day at a time. You know, I finally realized I'm not going to change the world, neither are you. Congratulations. But we can change our little piece of the world and our own personal self. And that's where one of the greatest gifts of all is the gift of service. The gift of service. Because I know now, if I don't give it away, if I don't share it, I'll never get it back. And that is a beautiful gift. You know, I'm so grateful. My home group on Monday nights is on Zoom. And we have 42 people belong to my home group. That's a big crowd. You gotta love it. It's fantastic. I've learned a lot from the people in the group. My Friday meeting is 30, 32 people. They're both on Zoom. But then we have an in-person meeting on Saturday. There's only 8 to 10 of us, but man, we're so close to each other now. It's just unbelievable. My little family, I call them. It's such a gift just to be able to learn and grow from each other, to experience life. I get so excited about gratitude because I know it is the secret. And I know that no matter what happens, try to have an attitude of gratitude. Give the gift of yourself to others. Then the gift will come back 100-fold. And I've learned that over and over again. You know, I love the fact that every person I meet in the course of this earth is a teacher. Some of them are scary. Some of them might be a little crazy, but they're still teachers. So we can learn. And nothing happens by accident. You know, just remember those words, supposed to. The other 2 words are acceptance and adjust, to adjust. We have to accept the reality of life where it is, then we have to adjust accordingly. Adjustment is such a big part of life. It's another great spiritual word. As you get older, you adjust even more. You adjust to your circumstances. You adjust to what you can do, what you can't do. You adjust to different things in the course of life. And things happen. We go through changes in life. It's all part of it. You know, you never know where things are going to come from. So it's a big part of it. You know, coming home tonight, I was driving on the Atlantic City Expressway coming home, and I got a visitor. I got this gigantic deer who came running out, you know, and I clipped him on his rear end, you know. And I know he's got a sore one tonight. He went running into the woods. But my car is a little sore too. It's all the damage on the front. It got all pushed in. You know, it's just amazing. You know, and the amazing part was I just kept driving along, you know. The shock didn't hit me until I got home. I don't know what the hell. The bottom line is I'm grateful. I'm grateful. It could have been a lot worse. The car, we'll get it fixed. It's just a material thing. You know, the bottom line was nobody got hurt except the deer's got a rear end that's hurting it tonight somewhere. You know, I hope he's okay. I hope he or she's okay at this point. I felt bad because, but the deer went running back into the woods and disappeared. So nothing I could do about it. Just kept going. But the bottom line is, it's just amazing to be able to, you know, I just came home. I told my wife, God, I'm so grateful. So grateful. Because it could have been a lot worse. So you never know. Isn't that amazing? Life is this instant. Things can change. Things can happen in life. And that's why you have to try to the best of your ability every day to pray with the gift of gratitude, to be open to the journey, to have a little bit of a sense of humor, to be able to go with the flow, and to be able to use different mantras. I said when I die, I got so many mantras now. I'm going to have to put about 10 lines on my tombstone. It's totally amazing. It'll be an expensive tombstone. But the bottom line is, I just added another one. My new mantra now is, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Everything will go where it's supposed to go in God's time. So you do the best you can do. Things happen. Try to deal with them the best you possibly can. You know, pray, stay close to God, stay close to your connection to the higher power, whatever it means to you. Realize we're just on a journey together. And we have one day, we have today, be grateful. I thank God every day for my life. I thank God for the life of my families. I thank God and my people in recovery. I thank God for every person I've met in the course of my journey. And I pray every day for the sake of the world in which we live. And realize the fact that somehow, some way, God, the higher power has a plan. Faith and trust, and be open to it. We'll see where it goes. So tonight, when I share my prayer on gratitude, I want to be able to look at the concept of this beautiful gift. And next week, we're going to do a conversation on gratitude. And if you have questions you'd like to ask us, Loretta and I are going to have a conversation on it. And then we're going to open it up to people if they want to ask questions and stuff to that effect. If you want to send questions in, we'll be glad to get them. You can send them to my email, or you can send them to Starting Point's email. Not a problem at all. And we'll try to fit them in. But the bottom line is, I just believe as we get ready for Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is a celebration of gratitude. But we should celebrate gratitude every day, not just one day of the year. The month of November is dedicated to gratitude. My thought for the month is on gratitude. But I want to be able to carry that into every aspect of life, and that's what's important. So I'm grateful for all of you being here tonight and helping me share this gift. And just realize, do your own list, what I call your list of your gratitude list, and be grateful for so many things in the course of your journey. Let us pray. God, we come before you in prayer. We ask the God of our understanding, our divine presence, to be our guide and be our strength. We come here in the spirit and the energy of being grateful for so much. Grateful for the gift of life. Grateful for all the things you've given to us. Grateful for the journey. Grateful for the people that are around us. Grateful for the little things of life. We thank God every day for being our guide and our strength. And we thank God every day for the spirit of the gift of gratitude. And we know as we celebrate life and we live life and we cry and we go through all kinds of changes and things in our life, we go through losses, we go through all types of things in the course of our journey. Remember, we try to look at it through the eyes of gratitude and love and realize that you are constantly trying to teach us and guide us and help us on our journey through this world. We were given the strength, we were given the gift of God's love. Teach us to be grateful. Grateful for every experience. Grateful to be able to give the gift of ourselves to others. Grateful for our gifts and our talents. Grateful for so many things in the course of life, in the course of the journey. We come before you and we ask for your guidance, for your direction. But above all, we pray every day that we will be able to be people filled with gratitude and love for the journey of life. Help us to be able to go through even the struggles we have to go through, the hurt, the disappointment, even the losses. And sometimes we have to be able to learn from our losses and realize maybe, as I remember so beautifully, God looking at the wall and Starting Point, all the beautiful people that have gone through our doors that are part of our family. God, we're so connected. We're all part of each other. And so we come together in prayer. We come together in celebration. We come together in joy. And we come together in sorrow. We come together in hurt. But we realize, no matter what, be with us, be our guide, be our strength, and help us to walk the journey of each day with an attitude of gratitude. And remember, through gratitude, all things can be made well. We pray every day and we ask for this guidance and this direction. We pray for it in your name. Amen.